Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Straight to Blu-ray. My name is James, and I know I just did one, but it is, of course, time for another 4K review, an average James 4K review. As you know, 3 James Cameron movies dropped this past week: True Lies, The Abyss, and Aliens. I got 2 of the 3. I already did a 4K review, an average James 4K review on The Abyss. If you happen to miss that one, I'll go ahead and leave a card up here so you can go ahead and check that one out. But today, 4K review, I am going to be doing 1994's True Lies. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the video. If you are new to the channel, please think about hitting that like and subscribe button. I post movie-related videos at least a couple times a week on various movie-related topics, including movie collection updates, all that good stuff, including 4K reviews. This is part of my Average James 4K review series. This is where I go over 4K reviews, where the average person, what you can expect if you decide to buy this on 4K. I do have a 4K TV. I do have a 4K player. My TV does have Dolby Vision on it, but I do not have a Dolby Vision on the actual 4K player. So I will be going over the HDR version of the movie. I do have a surround sound. I do have Atmos. It's not the most super expensive, tens of thousands of dollars type of thing. So this is what, if an average person happens to pick this up, what you can kind of expect to get if you decide to pick this one up. And like I said, we are going to be doing True Lies, number 2 of the James Cameron trio that came out this past week. This is definitely an amazing movie. Why it never got a Blu-ray edition in the United States, I have no idea. This is just like The Abyss, where basically it had the DVD copy, and that was kind of it if you lived in the US, unless you happen to buy some bootleg version or, you know, something maybe in Europe or whatnot. I believe they may have had one for True Lies, but for a release here in the United States, Blu-ray, for whatever reason, never happened. So we've been stuck with the DVD copy, if you even have that one, for the longest time. So yeah, finally glad to be able to get True Lies on 4K. So here is the artwork there. Not too bad, I like that. Got the slipcover there. Like I said, with all 3, there is no steelbook. I'm sure probably in the future, after everybody's bought these, they're going to throw out a steelbook out there, so you got to spend more money. But for now, we've got the old slipcovers, and there is the back right there. And then, same thing with The Abyss. If you saw that one, artwork on the actual case here is going to be the same as it was for the slipcover. Then on the inside, now this one, The Abyss was a 3-disc set. This is only 2-disc set. You've got the 4K disc and the Blu-ray disc, and the Blu-ray has the special features on it as well. So no 3-disc collection, but this one just the 2 discs. But like I said, you do get the 4K edition, you do get a Blu-ray copy, and then there is a digital code in this one as well. If for whatever reason you've never seen movies before and you have never actually watched True Lies, I'm going to go ahead and take the glasses off on this one. We're going to go ahead and go over the synopsis of what the movie's about. So you can just kind of fast forward if you already happen to know this. This is straight from the back of the movie. We've got director James Cameron creates an exhilarating mix of non-stop action-adventure and romantic comedy. Arnold Schwarzenegger is secret agent Harry Tasker, a top spy in the ultra-secret Omega Sector. I always thought that part of the movie was dumb. Why don't you just make them a real thing? They had to create a fake government agency for this. Anyway, although to his wife Helen, Jamie Lee Curtis, he's just a dull computer salesman. She has no idea he's a spy. But while Harry's been busy saving the world, Helen's been gathering secrets of her own. When their 2 lives unexpectedly collide, Harry and Helen find themselves in the clutches of international terrorists, fighting to save not only their marriage, but also the world. Like I said, very odd that this one, like I said, this and The Abyss, I think this one more than The Abyss. I mean, this is a major blockbuster movie. You've got Arnold Schwarzenegger in this one. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this one. Also Tom Arnold, in pretty much the only movie I think I've ever seen of his I thought was funny. So this is a big, major Hollywood blockbuster movie, but for whatever reason, no Blu-ray on this. I don't know why. I'm sure there's some reason with some company and something weird contractual agree. I don't know, but for whatever reason we didn't get it. But we did get this. Now, as far as bonus features, this one says you get Fear is Not an Option, a look back at True Lies. You get archives, script artwork, marketing. Who doesn't love some good marketing materials on their bonus features? And dive into the production secrets of True Lies with these exclusive behind-the-scenes documents and more. So that's basically what you're getting. Like I said, I don't think it quite has as many features as The Abyss, since obviously The Abyss has its own, third disc on there with just the features on there, but you are getting some good stuff on this one. The main focus basically is going to be, the movie. Just an amazing movie. Love this one. The like perfect amount of action and comedy thrown in. It's almost like a 50-50 split. 50% action, 50%, comedy. Love this movie. Always, could watch this a million times. Just great. Definitely one of Arnold's, best. Now, as far as, like I said, the 4K goes on this one. Now, as I stated before, no Blu-ray copy unless, at least here, not in the, United States. You basically, we're either watching the DVD or nothing. So going from the DVD to the 4K, obviously there's going to be a jump. There's going to be a jump on this one. Now, if you happen to love film grain, you will not like this movie at all, probably, because this one has definitely got some DNR in it. James Cameron, for whatever reason, apparently is not a fan of the film grain. So if you don't like film grain, you and James Cameron are pretty much on the same team there. It seems like any of his movies he goes back to, he tries to get rid of the film grain. I think he probably just prefers that digital, look, that, like movies today that are filmed digitally instead of on film. I think he just prefers that. So that's kind of what we get with any of these movies that he's doing. You do get that here. I think it's done a little bit more than is done on The Abyss. I haven't gotten my Aliens copy yet, so I don't know about that one. But I think the DNR was done a little bit more on this one than with The Abyss. I thought The Abyss, you could see it on there, but it wasn't overpowering. I think it's a little bit more on here. You're not going to get a lot of detail, especially on the faces, on Arnold's face, on Jamie Lee Curtis's face. You're not getting a lot of that detail that you would normally get if, DNR wasn't applied. Basically, the DNR is going to get rid of the grain. If you don't happen to know, it's going to get rid of the grain. But the drawback to that is going to get, kind of distort faces a little bit, make them look a little bit more waxy. You're not going to get all the detail on the faces. You're not going to get that real natural, look on there. It's going to be, more of a washed away type look. You do get that on here. Overall, though, I know, I think there's some people that just really didn't like this. I still thought it looked good. Obviously you're going to have the DNR. You're going to have that on there. Is that the best? No. If there was film grain, would it be bad? No. I'm not one that hates film grain. But from what we had, which was basically nothing before this, to this, I'm going to go with this. Like I said, I thought the colors look good on this one. The HDR, as far, there's definitely some vibrant colors on here. There's a lot of action going on in this one. I thought that all looked good. You do have that DNR. You just, just kind of be one of those things you're just going to have to deal with. It isn't the best. This isn't the greatest transfer ever, but it's definitely not Terminator 2 bad or anything. I think like I said, from what we had, which was nothing, to this, or basically a DVD, or even, I never saw the European or even a bootleg version of the Blu-ray. So I'm just gonna, go by what we have here. I'm gonna say this is fine for me. I haven't looked at the Blu-ray disc. Maybe that one's gonna look a little different. Probably not, because I'm assuming they're kind of coming from the same source. But I thought overall that, if you can get past the DNR a little bit, the fact that Arnold looks a little smoother than he probably naturally does, I think you're going to be fine with this one. As far as the audio, this does have Dolby Vision and it does have Dolby Atmos, just as the same as The Abyss. Like I said, I have a Dolby Vision TV, but I don't have a player. One of these days I'll get the player. But so I basically see the HDR version. I thought the HDR looked okay. The Atmos, I do have an Atmos sound system. I thought it sounded good. It's the same thing as Abyss. I'm assuming they just kind of did these three together because you're kind of getting the similar effects to most of them, or at least, the two I've seen. It's the same thing. Like I said, I live in an apartment, so I've got to be careful on the volume on mine, and the loud explosion scenes are definitely loud, as opposed to the dialogue. So there is going to be going up and down on the volume if you happen to live in an apartment or you just don't want to bother somebody. If you get your own little, home theater there and it doesn't matter, then hey, it's going to sound great for you. But there is that if you have neighbors that you have to be careful of. but I thought it sounded really good. Atmos sounded good. You know, I think Abyss sounded a little bit better because it had a little bit more sound effects as far as like the bubbles and things I thought sounded a little bit better. But overall, I thought the audio on this one was good. Nothing to, you know, write home about like this is going to be some demo-worthy thing. But I thought it was appropriate for, you know, the movie. There's definitely a lot of action there, a lot of, you know, explosions, gun shooting, stuff like that. I thought it sounded good. So yeah, overall, it's an okay release, like I said, from what we had before, which was Zip, to this. Definitely glad we have this. But if you are one, like I said, that happens to be a fan of, you know, film grain and a more authentic look to people's faces and stuff like that, you're probably not going to be super happy with this. But I think, you know, at least we have something. At least there's something on there. And overall, I thought it was okay for a 4K release. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for another video. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you checked out True Lies. Let me know what you thought about it. Do you think there was a little bit too much DNR in there, or was it just right? Do you like that more, you know, modern look where there's no film grain, or are you one that loves the film grain and have a more natural, you know, features on people's faces and a little less waxy version? Let me know that in the comments down below. And as always, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video.